Hi, Helen Davina, 4008 Provost Road. Somebody said we're done talking about the pool, but I just wanted to bring up two things. First of all, I'm very grateful that everyone made the effort to have it open the week after school started, even though it's just evenings. That was very much appreciated. It might not have been the best of attendance, but I know there were a lot of us seniors doing laps over there, and I thought that was a great idea. And the other point, I was there every day this holiday weekend, and just soaking up the rays, and everything, again, is so enjoyable, and it's great to see all the kids having fun and all the different age groups. But I would like to make a point that we went to the trouble to install these lap lanes. Let them be lap lanes. I know earlier in the season, the short season, it was just from I believe 10 to 1 and 5 to 6, something like that. But having survived Monday, which was the busiest I've ever seen that pool, the kids are in their pool. They're loving it. But it's a big, and my opinion is there's plenty of space for them outside those lap lanes. The lap lanes, I believe, should be for lap swimming or lap walking. A lot of the older folks enjoy doing that. But on Monday, a lot of us were cowered in the corners, and the kids were jumping over the ropes and just having a ball. They don't understand what a lap lane is. So they're there. I really think it would be great if they were used for exercise, laps, walking, or swimming. That the kids have the whole rest of the pool. Not that I don't love the kids. Thanks.
But you went one time. How many times you ever swum?
Well, yeah. What, children? No, when it's really, really busy, like the weekends, because I don't think there's the swimming weekends. Yeah, so there used to be that adult swim at the beginning of the hour, and they don't do that, right? So the poor adults are just cowering. But, sure. I definitely will. Yeah, it's been on my to-do list. Yeah. Do you need an agenda, or do you want to?
Larry Stoller.
Larry Solray, I live at 4727 Baldwin Manor Road. Just wanted to ask the council if they would consider looking into speed humps on our street. We have a lot of speeding. It's a shortcut, so everybody can miss the light up at Provost and around. And with Wayman being closed, the bridge out, it's gotten worse in the last few weeks. And that happens fairly regular because PennDOT kind of shut and you get a lot of shortcuts. A lot of children on the street. We have people walk, their dogs, husbands and wives get out there and walk. Afternoon is the worst. That rush hour is the worst. Morning's not great, but it's not as bad. A couple months ago, I'm backing out of my driveway. I looked out the road. There's a car coming. I have plenty of time to get out. He should be going slow. I back out before I can make the turn. He goes right around. They don't even have the courtesy to let people out of the driveways. That's not bad. And so I like you to consider doing it once. We have a good straightaway there.
That kind of behavior sounds like speed bumps, but no stop somebody like that.
No, probably won't, but at least slow them down. I know there's criteria for speed humps.
We the traffic. So, the fact that you're here for a later part of the meeting, you'll see that we turned over the draft policy to public safety committee. And you are right, there are strict criteria that goes into this. We did recently have the portable speed signs over on Baltimore. And what we found was the average speed is 21 miles per hour. There are some faster cars. The highest volume is between 4 p.m. and 6 p.m. Average is about 100. Now, I don't know if that would actually correlate into it and qualify the speed humps, but we're in the process of setting up the actual criteria procedures for us to do the studies that are necessary. Okay.
Just like your consideration. You can't do it, you can't do it. I mean, I know there's criteria for students, but if you can help your, that'd be great.
Well, I'm not gonna understand this is what it is. I mean, if you install seat bumps and someone wrecks, or is that right or not?
Mr. Lauer, you have to install it per the guidelines,
Yeah.
the approved guidelines, and you install it correctly. They're not. So, there's a difference. Mr. Solaray has mentioned the speed humps. They're longer, 20 to 25 feet length.
Yeah.
They're not the humps.
Just like it's
They're
on
custom
Whitehall.
down
There's one in Arbor Lane and they have sets of them.
Well-
And they work.
Yes.
Yeah, I like those if it can happen. I agree with you.
I don't like any one of them.
Yeah, I'm not talking about a bump, I'm talking about a hump. Chevron. It's the
Yeah.
signage that says, that's what I'm talking
Like I said, we're looking into this. We just have to draft the policy and make sure it meets our health guidelines defined. But
I live in off of in the townhouse off of Wayman. Sequel check. We got the same thing. Dogs with the walks and the whole bit. And they do go fast. That's the car was up there watching today. I don't want to see this in the future. I don't want to see the borough become with people. There's got to be another method or a better method to do that. And if you walk Manti Street, if you're not aware they were even there, going up at 30 miles an hour to climb the hill, you just die. Why is it so? And when you can't see them, you almost lose stuff. And there is absolutely one up there. Someone had some favoritism in the carry, had them put up. They're dangerous. They are more dangerous because people don't bother looking. And I don't like them so much. So I think those in your streets. There's a better way somewhere. And I think you need to come up with all that you have and go and show us. All right. Okay, that's exactly.
So we will
Let's
have-
go through that process
We
first.
haven't increased activities of the borough because of the storage. We've been on Baldwin. Yeah. So we're aware of the issues and the conditions.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Dave, Thomas?
So understand there's a psychic medium upstairs.
Yeah.
So you prefer, instead of bringing the speech, I'll just melt. Yeah, Whitehall Council members, David Thomas, Vice President of the Historical Society. We want to donate to the borough a landed so 71 feet, 71 inches, 22 inches deep, 37 tall. We will purchase the price of the office furniture and cost to us $150. Voted on and approved by a trustee meeting on 7 weeks ago in August. The reason for the donation is to complete the look and the entrance to administrative offices and of the borough building. Allow for additional storage materials along with materials that we have assimilated or accumulated through the historical society to get this way for residents to come through administrative offices for services. We feel that Borough Council, we the trustees for the Borough Council, were very generous towards us. We appreciate it, especially the signs that were deal signs for the two of us. We sold them and they on that. Look at the information, the purchasing agreements, two display cases on either side of it. We will display again historical pictures and also have future information to prove. The color, and I'll give you this, will match the colors of the furniture already in the lobby. And they can use tempered glass, so be a little harder to put inspection tab because they're not too much. And have secure locking mechanisms, which we got those included. And the cost we pay by is the society. So we appreciate you consider that information and look forward to implementing.
So you're suggesting it in the lobby out here on the entrance?
Yes, so I've been working with the Historical Society for quite a few months. It's when you first walk into the building, for Whitehall signs of the blue wall. There's currently chairs that are right there with the previous
side.
Yes, so we did confirm these measurements. It will fit there. It will not block the heating and flags will just be shifted.
Sign.
No, the sign won't be blocked out. No,
I don't do that.
no. Yes, I've been over this with John Morris and done those out there. No, so this is something that they approached about working with us to make the purchase. It will allow for storage for the admin, and then it will also allow for the Historical Society to display some of the items they've been collecting and have been donating to.
One of the questions I always ask when someone says something about donating to the library or to the borough, who owns it? We decide we want to redo that and make it an office. Does the borough have a right to get rid of that piece of furniture?
Counselor?
Does that, as long as that goes along with the tour thing. Something changes, he and that we need to do something. Do we correct move it or?
So that reflects in the minutes, so there's a historical.
Yes.
Historical documentation. Years from now, we all reconvene here.
I'm not quite sure about that.
I guess that. I'll bring that up under your.
It's not, but we can add it. We can just put a formal acceptance.
Okay, is that okay?
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you all.
It's a yes. Innovative.
Thank you all.
Laughlin, but I'm not sure that's the right last name.
It's Stephanie Gordon, no
Oh,
problem,
sorry.
everybody. Jackson, all the time, thank you. 111 Felix Drive, I've been living at for almost 6 years. My husband Timothy this is 29th year. And I'm here today to, first of all, thank Mayor Nowak for getting back to me, hearing me out, and basically to my needs. I would also like to thank, in general, the borough for finally getting to raise the storm sewer cap by my house that was flooding quite frequently. Basically, what I would like to know now is if there are any plans going forward at this time, even on the maintenance that we'll be vacuumed out because of the design as it is now. It'll need more maintenance as it is. Just curious for the record. Thank you.
So council knows, she had left a message with the borough. Small event, I think it was August, Thursday, yes. I met with our hospital on 29th, and I had the emergency contractor raise the existing inlet in her rear car on Friday. And what's occurring, it's two-part. There's debris from the railroad slopes, and then debris from the railroad drainage that all flows out. It appears that it's more troubling or causes more problems after the railroad does maintenance or they spray and it starts to break down all the small leaves. So block the drain. So that work was done, and that's Stephanie, that's a temporary situation for the moment. We are putting this together to help alleviate storm drains there, just so that the one existing isn't overwhelmed. In addition to adjusting the storm drain to optimal capacity, I also had a circuit televising contractor televise the existing storm pipe that goes underneath of the roof to ensure that there was no blockage there. We will create plans in terms of if it meets the threshold or the value for public bidding. And then also we need to determine if there are any additional easements that would be needed.
Are there any other timelines that I need to?
It was something that we anticipate this year. But if additional easements are needed, I'll approach you and possibly your neighbor.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Stephanie, I have you received my return call on a voicemail message the same day you called me. I just want to make sure that.
You said you called me back.
Yeah, well, no, I did call and said, hopefully you didn't up, and then I understood that you were meeting with our engineer the next day, so I let it be.
I figured since I talked with Mayor about
Okay, just on the record.
They've been taking care of, honestly.
well,
Yeah, it's
It takes a little time. And
I understand, very sympathetic for that.
we
just-
are.
You know the beginning issue. I would like to make, at this time, remain in an affable relationship with the borough. So I'm just glad to have my house potentially not be flooded. We purchased water at the sandbags, but they only work with 2
You shouldn't
inches
have to
for
live
us.
like that.
Thank you.
And we'll move on then to Carol.
Hi, I'm not sure I'm really in the right place, but we live at 184 Providence Way, which is part of Grove Point. And our property and our next door neighbor, which is 182, there is a alleged walking trail that goes through our property. When Ryan sold us the ground, they are using that there's an easement there so people they can put down this surface and people can walk through the yards, which I don't know. I mean, I'm not an attorney. I always thought an easement was if you had to actually get to somewhere or it was there and nobody could build things on it. So they're alleging that this surface will be put on to the ground and it leads up over this hill and around the retention pond and then comes out onto other people's driveways that are not part of Grove Point. They're the sister homes, the old sister homes from St. Francis Association. But our question is it something that the borough and the developer can work on to realign the property so that it doesn't belong to us? Maybe it's common area that belongs to the HOA association and that we're not responsible for it because we are concerned if someone gets hurt. Because if you come to Providence Way and see the entranceway onto the alleged walking trail, there is a Duquesne light box that's this high, right at the entrance. So it's up above the ground this high, and it's this wide. And that's how people are supposed to walk on it. And so we just wanted to know, do we need to file paperwork to have somebody do this, or can the Whitehall work with PCG, I guess it is the developer, to try and realign it into common area versus our property? We're willing to give that portion up. It's supposed to be maybe like 4 feet or 5 feet. And it's really close to our driveway, but that's just, it's just one of those. Oh, I'm sorry. So that's just how it goes. So that's what we were just trying to get that out there. Because we've been trying to work with them for 2 years. I mean, our homeowners association basically fought us over this So we can't really go to them for support, but we're just asking what is the process and what should we do? And then the second thing is that our road has never been turned over to Whitehall Borough. So we're paying taxes, but we're paying for people to come and clear the snow if it happens to snow later on. So I had two things.
Yeah, I'm sorry if I commented about that some time ago. I think it's been wrong. I remember my plan, it was turned over, a lot of it was turned over quickly. While constructing, it's just for the construction part. But you had a problem where it could have been turned over down below. I thought that from all what we talked about, is that it's their responsibility to turn over their contract, but they're not. So you have to get to your group and demand that it get turned over.
The roadway.
Yeah.
Yes. Well, I mean, we've
And then
addressed
whatever
that
else
with
you
the
want
homeowners
to,
association.
they should be presenting it to you and you to the people that own the property don't want that, and they can justify you giving up a little bit of property. Your group ought to be able to do all that. I know ours does.
It's been 2 years.
I think,
Over
yeah, we brought this issue up at the, one of the council meetings. and
Yes,
I
we did.
think that's pretty, yeah, well, again, the issue with, you know, Mr. Rosales might be better to remove the road, but thinking where that is status wise. But as far as the trail goes, it was, you know, shown on the original plan that was approved. Now, I do understand, I'm not exactly sure of the locations, I don't have it in front of me, but I understand the developer or some applicant filed a request for a variance to move the road, or is the process discussed? Not the road.
To move the road.
I'm sorry, not the road. Forgive me, no, the road's not.
There's several walking spots. They're not necessarily trails. Like they have one across Hamilton Road. And
As the actions were, walking path. I say this word, that was shown on the plan to be the amenity, right, for people. It goes across her.
yeah, it was supposed to be able to walk to Cassie Village, which is on some magic road, I guess.
I don't know. Again, that was, so my understanding, that someone has brought that up, is the applicant or the certain developer, I don't have in front of me, someone reached out on this issue. And they wanted to move it, but by moving the trail, it caused the need for variance. So because of something, so I think they're in the process of.
So we have to file the
Well,
variance.
no, I think it's already been done, but if you give me leave your name, I'll probably call you tomorrow, track some of this stuff down.
That's the first we're hearing that they actually moved it, because it doesn't, on the back end, it goes.
Yeah, they're talking about it. I just don't know where we are in the status. So I, you know, without having the documents.
That's true.
But at least, you know, probably Friday tomorrow.
That's appreciated. That's great. We'll get it out there. Thank you. Are you done?
I'm done.
You're over 3 minutes.
I'm so sorry. I'm on track here. I'm sorry, I'm having it, I know who you are. We live in Ireland. I have last name.
Okay.
No.
Good evening, Madam President. Good evening, Council members. So my name is Adriana Fegua. I live on 4806 Hart Drive. And I'm back again because we are still at it. I still keep getting violations because I'm trying to protect my food. And there hasn't been a solution. The last thing we were told was that Gillette told my husband that we should apply to get a fence. Our fence is 4 foot, 50% open. It's not going to protect my food from the deer. Even the fence that I have right now, which is deer netting, the deer might need to rip through it and come into my yard and eat all my stuff. The deer can jump over 8 foot. It seems what it's coming after. So I'm asking council to advise me on how I can protect my food and stop getting violations from Mr. Dillette, because I keep getting violations from him. And then another thing I know that this council knows that times have changed. And I was trying to go through your ordinances to see when it was last revised, and the only thing I found was something from 2013 concerning like fencing or maybe having chickens or something. It's been 10 years. I'm asking if the council is looking forward to looking at these ordinances to try to find a resolution. More and more people are worried about the safety of our food.
I can't begin to tell you. I'm a scientist, and I can't begin to tell you the scale we are getting from things that is happening. I'm doing an experiment right now in my own kitchen. I bought apples on July 31st, and I set them on my counter. They are still there today. There's nothing wrong with this. I don't remember when I was able to sit on counter without rot for over a month. So I'm trying to be more sustainable and providing food for my family. The DA is a problem. I have one particular DA that is just destroying things in my yard. I'm asking if the council will look into moving that DA, relocating that DA. I don't know what it costs. I don't know how that works. But I would like the DA gone, relocated out of my way.
1 minute remaining.
Yes, thank you. And I don't want to feel harassed. We've been told that we don't belong here, that we need to leave. We will leave, but until we leave, I'd like to be able to go with peace without being punished. So I'm asking council to please consider revising your rules about the fence and to please advise me on how I can protect my food. Thank you.
May I say something? I can understand it because I like to plant something, but I can't because of that same thing. Whitehall Borough was founded many years ago and founded in an open vision. You go up to you can see there's not a fence, there's not a bush in between the properties. That's an open vision. That was how the whole borough was to be planned. And we never allowed anything to go for many, many years where you could put a fence up. And I can remember when the offices go up, they're only 4 foot high. They're supposed to separate your property, not protect and not keep an animal that's big and can jump over. We can't do what the deer do. Does that mean we should change the ordinance so much that each piece of property becomes devalued? And that's the reason. You have people who want 10-foot ones because they have a dog. Now you would see this in the place that it took maybe 3 or 4 years. And I was on council when they put little sheds up in the back. That was a catastrophe. Do that in backyards. It's what it was created for. Openness and cleanness. And I don't think any one of us should ever change that ordinance. And we turned it down and we people not aware. You're welcome to it. But you have to change, not us. You have to absorb it into how we live. You want to change the ordinance, which damages the value of all this property and makes it change so much that one thing happens. A couple communities goes by, they have like one code enforcement officer. You wouldn't believe how bad they are back on the fronts. And they're tragic because everybody wanted something. They had to be given because they said that's okay. Now when they pull away, that piece of property that was better at this time is not here. So those are the reasons why we do not put big fences up. It's unfortunately that what you do is wonderful. And I want you to be happy. But we don't and shouldn't change the structure of the community. This is not a foreign country.
I understand that, Mr. Chairman. I'm not trying to devalue anyone's property. I'm just trying to protect my food. And everything I'm doing right now is money in the back. What he's calling this exhibit, he's calling a fence. You can't even see because I use very, very fine netting to try not to devalue anybody's property. I have pictures which he took, and if you look at the picture, all you see is one people. You can't even see the net that I put because it's so fine, you can't see it. I'm not trying to devalue anybody's property. I'm asking council to advise me on how I can protect my food. Okay, Madam President last time said I could have DNA to protect my food. He's not upset about my DNA. He's upset about the position of my DNA. That's what he's upset about. He says my DNA thing is on the perimeter of my property, but that's where I have my farm. That's where I have my garden because that's the side of my kitchen. And that's the side I'm chasing the sun. That's the side with the whole sun. I have a bunch of trees that belong to my neighbor. They're not my trees. I've cut down as many trees as I can put down to get the sunlight. Okay, so I'm not trying to go touch anybody's trees, and because I'm chasing the sun, I have no need or no pleasure in devaluing the property of anybody because I don't want my property devalued. When we bought the house, it was an eyesore. We've been working tirelessly to change the look of that place. We've done so many things to make it look pretty. We have even in the process of doing other things, which we need to find out if we need to get permits or what we need to do. We haven't touched it on the outside because we don't know what we need permits for yet. I'm not trying to devalue that, but I want to grow my food in peace. Yes, this is not a farm country, but times have changed, sir. Times have really changed, and we need to follow the trail of where it's coming from. Not everybody can afford to buy it. And what we do call organic these days is not actually organic. It's grown on organic soil or processed inorganically. I can begin to tell you today, and we'll be here till tomorrow for me to start listing out things. I have files and files. I'm a scientist. I'm very good in doing research. I have my research. For me to pack on gardening on top of my full-time job as a student and a full-time job as a researcher, then you need to know something is chasing me out. Where I'm from, say if you see a rabbit in the daylight, there's something chasing me out of that hole. There's something chasing me to want to provide food for my family. I want to provide safe food for my family. And I don't want anybody to infringe on my God-given right to provide food for my family. So I like Council please advise me on what I do. We have to still make because Mr. Dillard wants me to take down the net to protect my food. I'm not going to take down the netting because the deer is going to come out and just devour everything. So we need to know what's appropriate, what I can do and what I cannot do. Yes, 6 foot privacy fence is out of the question. That's fine. I don't even want that because that's a waste of my money anyway. I don't want that. What I want is a way to protect my food. And I respect this council and everything that you've chosen. This place was established before I was born. You had your roots. You know why you established this way. But I want to bring it to you. That times have changed, stuff. Times have changed. A lot of people are going back into gardening in their homes because of where our food is coming from. And I know I'm speaking here now because yes, the outspoken Black person who has come to cause trouble in the neighborhood. That's not my intention. But I'm asking people of my age, my generation, we are going through this change. There's a shift in America. And most of us are going back to providing good, safe food for our family because we don't trust where the food is coming from. So I'm asking council to please consider what you're doing, what you're saying. Fine, 6 foot privacy fence, you don't want to have that. I understand that. I love to. Unfortunately for me, I have 50% of neighbors who I love, who are great to me, who look after me and my family, and I have 50% who hate just because of the color of my skin. So that's unfortunate. But I don't want a fence between me and the 50% that love me. My daughter runs through my yard to get to the yard to play with the other kids. I don't want a fence there. I want them to be able to come in and out of my yard like they do right now. There are 3 little girls who play together, 4 plus the little one. Okay? So I don't want that. I don't want the separation of the fences.
My attorney gives me against right now. This is on their agenda. Unfortunately, the last meeting, it was postponed, that discussion, because the chairperson was in operation. And they had a very limited attendance that particular evening. But I can assure you, they are looking at deer fencing and what would be appropriate.
And that's being discussed at the next planning commission meeting. And it would be
You have to keep fighting like that, that's how you get.
Next Wednesday. Next Wednesday.
What's the
13th.
Is it out here? Yes. So on September 13th, the planning commission is reviewing that issue. Great. That's the process will change under the planning that requires zoning changes. Planning commission ordinance is there, then it's going to be this council. So that's if you comment on that, that's probably the place you want to start.
Okay, if I'm welcome to attend that meeting, I would like to attend that meeting.
It's an open meeting.
Okay.
Sir, did you want to comment or?
Yeah, I just want to say a few things, just very briefly, in fact, less than 3 minutes. I just want to get a comment. Whitehall is for white people.
Yeah, we've been told that. We have been told that.
Wait, I just want to, it's a confirmation I want to get because I don't see colors. I see blood, and blood is just
Right.
yeah. So if we have a neighbor who confronted us and said, "This is Whitehall, you don't belong here."
Well, you should hear.
So And we start sending citation to us. I've been to this office. I sat down quietly with him. I said, look, this is just the you can rip it off. I can take it down. But this is protecting the food we eat. And if you drive around Cali Drive and you see 486 cars, you won't see any benefits. It's so it's just the peoples that are there.
You said you don't see anyone.
Look at
We don't see
you
it.
don't see no fence.
It's
So
so
I asked
transparent, you
Mr. Scott, I
can't
said,
see it.
okay.
It's deer netting.
It's the netting.
So and I said to him, I said, is this the fence? He said, well, he didn't look at it. He turned his face away and goes, well, it's tend to be a
So
fence.
transparent.
I said, no. I said to him, I said, you are responding. I said to him, I actually spoke to him, I said, you are responding to the fellows who said Whitehall is for white people. Because if I was a white person, I don't think you are sending me a citation. You kept sending citations to me back to back. I got a new citation now. And he said, in 10 days, if I don't take down this netting, I'm going to, what's it called? They're going to sue us in court.
So that's the idea is that currently, this is what we're saying. Currently.
So it's kind of, it's
It's his job. He's reviewing it as a violation of the zoning ordinance. Now, I understand you came to me because you're asking for a council changing the ordinance so this would be permitted, but right now, it's not. It's coincidentally, right, this is an issue that the planning commission of the borough is already looking at, so it's scheduled to be looked at on September 13th, in this very same room. It's a different group of people, right? So the time to discuss the idea of changing the ordinance, that's that. So some of the arguments you made,
yeah, I appreciate that. I appreciate that.
As far as him issuing zoning violations, that's his issue zoning violations. I'm really particular.
Yeah, it's the Whitehall for white people.
Well, obviously,
I need to.
We just
Okay,
that never came from anybody.
I just want to know. We have a lot of black people. I'm away from Nigeria, from Nigeria. But they wouldn't want to come to Whitehall. Yeah.
And I will assure you, the police officer will respond, and we will take whatever action is necessary to stop it.
Absolutely.
We've done that once. The police came because of the harassment. We called the police, came from here, and came I think, twice. His body calm, and right there with the police, somebody came out and started yelling. Someone said, "Look, just don't say a word." And he took our statements, and he also did the recording of the way she was just yelling and saying,
If the activity is continuing, these calls, sometimes we have to have post conduct, have to have a certain amount of time for us to be able to take it in front of a magistrate. So we are here to serve everybody in the community.
Yeah.
We respond to the needs of the community, and we will address the issue and take whatever action we put.
Yeah.
If you have any additional concerns, I'm in the office Monday to Friday for police.
"Okay, I'll call you." We have cameras. I have to check whenever I go out. I have to check my phone to be sure that nothing's happening, because you see, come around when we're not. So things like that are really kind of creepy, So,
It's time to
Thank
move
you.
on with our bills and payroll.
Administrative services, planning and zoning, Mr. B. Public safety, Mr. Nate. Public works, Mr. Lar. Recreation, Mr.
In order.
Storm sewer fund, Mr. Lar.
In order.
And sanitary sewer.
That's in order.
Ask for a motion to approve on the benefits dated September 2023 from the general fund totaling $54,000. $54,017.96 from the sewer fund totaling $466.81. Sanitary sewer fund totaling $9,673.32.
So moved.
Second. It's been been moved and seconded. Any questions? All in favor, say aye. Aye. Opposed? Motion passes.
Resolution to ratify check transfer to general fund, $4,001.70. From the storm sewer fund, totaling $1,179.58. From the sanitary sewer fund, totaling $2,432.94. From the cable fund, totaling $55,455.34, for a grand total ratification in the amount of $139,447.04.
Move it.
Second. It's been moved and seconded. Any questions? All in favor, say aye. Aye. Opposed? Motion passes.
The taxpayer motion to approve payroll for payday of amount $186,097.45.
So moved.
It's been moved and seconded. Are there any questions? All in favor, say aye. Opposed? Motion passes.
And there is an overtime that's attached.
Thank you. Woman, for the approval of the minutes.
And the minutes of August 16th. That's it.
If there's a motion and a second, all in favor, say aye. Opposed? Motion passes. The mayor is not here. Please report. We move on to your solicitor.
Thank you. I don't have a report this evening, but I would ask for an executive session after the meeting to discuss items.
Thank you. By the way, the mayor is handing out a proclamation is a better word, I think, to a mayor in another part of the city as part of the Mayor's Association.
Which he is
President of it.
Madam President, we have a couple items to review with you this evening. We're all within the September 1st report. First item is on page 2, item 4. That's the overall park. Just to revisit, we did receive bids on August 9th for the improvements to Overlook Park. Bids were received for the general construction. Caliber Contracting Services submitted the lowest bid price, and as well as in combination of base bid with that alternate. Bid price was $1,321,026.06. Only one bid was received for contract to the electrical construction, and electrical company submitted a base price of $93,900.00. Two bids were received for contract 3, the pump construction. That bid proposal included 2 add alternates for water line extensions for each of the buildings that were listed as add alternates. First American Industries Incorporated submitted the lowest base bid and a combination of the base bid with add alternates. The lowest base bid was $159,000.00. But only one bid was received for contract number 4, piano construction. And that low bidder was Controlled Climate Systems Incorporated. Their bid had a total bid price of $21,700.00. After last meeting, I did circulate a summary of the bids and the combination of the elements. Does council have any questions on any of the elements?
What's the total?
The total of everything on here is $1.67 million.
This was half of what we were planning to do originally.
It's a very reduced.
We cut the scope with Mr. Pugh. This, for instance, the existing concession building that is there, the concession $3 million building. 800 square feet, it's a footprint of 800 square feet, 2 stories, 69. The concession that we redesigned in the restroom that we redesigned and minimized was 475 square feet. In addition, we moved the improvements to the baseball field. We removed parts of the bituminous trail. We
I
removed.
got just a second to be clear, the baseball field is usable.
Absolutely.
The way it is, we were going to improve that it could be used next season as is. Just from the baseball association. Okay, thank you.
And then in addition, we also implemented the concrete steps to straighten out so that it would remain in place as well. So we got it from the last time. I think it's just a result of the current economy that we have as well as the workload that's there. We did reach out to 7 different contractors for this as well. So we received a couple bids. Doesn't seem to be a lot of money.
So you told us what you reduced the scope to.
Yes.
Tell us what
We're going
we're getting from 1.6.
for 1.6 million, it's the concrete steps. I think it's the Hillcrest Orchard Hill. Orchard Hill.
Which are, just so I can embellish on that, number one, it's a safety issue.
Correct.
Number two, Overbrook School, which is just uses the field for part of recreation and events. And second, yeah, and it's a it's a cut through for accents for a lot of kids. They've used those for all year, so the steps are more of a necessity, certainly not a luxury.
You also have the new playground. It's quite substantial, as well as a trail playground, the concession building. The replacement of the sanitary one, the existing installation of the stormwater tank that's required for the NPDS permits, and asphalt paving for the lot in the driveway, site grading improvements, ADA accessibility for the improvements within inside the park.
Just want to remind everybody that access to it is very difficult. There's not much more than a path that goes up there from the field crest. When they built it, I worked on the road through 1,000 years ago. The pickup trucks were this wide. Now they're this wide. Now the dump trucks are this wide. So it's really difficult to access it with quick equipment, which absolutely increases the cost because the manpower, the legwork, the hours, it's going to take everything up there. So that's effective. It's just that $1.6 million for that little neighborhood field that doesn't have any parking. It just seems simple. It's such an excessive amount. Not excessive, but it's just a lot of money for a little neighborhood field. I'm not saying I'm against it. It's just great people think. So that's why I just wanted to have you talk about what we're getting, what so much we got rid of.
Sure.
My argument is it's impossible to get to the field and to rebuild it. I'm going to have to crane everything. It's a little field that was made in the beginning. I would just say, since the field is good, we can put in a little playground. We could put in a little area for food with bathrooms. And then put like we did over, I can't remember where it was. Anyway, it's a shelter. Yeah. It's just 4 posts and a nice one. The last one was $80,000. No. I would suggest that we evaluate that cost and do it because we want to change tonight or sometime. We had talked about that. And make it better and easier to work. Put more parking inside of that. And it'd be attractive as we go to the Frankfield, which is a family park and people just use it all summer long.
Unfortunately, Phil, it's hard to compare. Did Frank 5 years ago, before there was a lot of,
Before COVID, for one thing.
before COVID, before all the money was out there. Let's face it, All municipalities have that kind of money now. They made a sound on it for what we did, and then they opened it to recreation spending. And so all the contractors are out there. There's a lot you can get out there. A lot they can, plus that is a 2-story restroom on the bottom, a concession stand, and then the top at a pavilion. And that is not usable anymore, so you can't really have the baseball, the sports leagues don't want to use it, you can't use it without some facilities there. It's really become, I'd love to have a bottom steps next too in this first round, but,
The first one nearly as long, they're not quite so magnified, the other ones, I would say something, city, the steps.
yes, right, that's.
Unfortunately, just with things, I don't think we want to go back to square one. We've had a lot of work on our land. I reduced it not as much as we. I think it's time to Fisher got paid here.
Just for this, so council has the information, as of today, the amount of money in the ARPA account, which we have since the beginning, 5% increase, is $1,137,000. So assuming the board of the state only, that is from just under $500,000.
Can we do this? Can we do the steps leading up to field press? Like we already brought the playground equipment, and then ARPA money is supposed to be used for infrastructure, right? Did we? You were getting mandated recreation. Yeah. Can we update our storm sewer? Like, press some money out. Well, we could, but we do have a storm sewer fund that we can take that. Can't we just use this ARPA money? We have some more. There's an ARPA money or something other than the parking. Yeah. It saves the taxpayers other things that we like eventually.
But we always try to balance maintaining the infrastructure and also providing amenities to the residents. Part of what makes Whitehall attractive are the amenities. I don't think anybody would argue that the swimming pool has captured the interest of every person that I've talked to that drives by and are very impressed by it. So it's always a fine balance. It's tough to spend a lot of money, which we have over the years, millions of dollars staying out of the game. Put it on the ground, nobody sees it. We're ahead of the game as opposed to a lot of municipalities in terms of our storage and underground. So every once in a while, you have to kind of throw up to some other things that some of the younger people who are wanting to move in the Whitehall will find interest and make the housing value more valuable and certainly get some use out of it. So that's kind of what the plan was with this. We've tried to do one field at a time. This one came up, but unfortunately, because of the setting like out, it's going to cost more money to do. It's actually just basics. So it's kind of where we're at.
The walking trail was bid out at $300,000 for the walking trail around. Because I remember that correctly. Yeah, it was. I think it was you were on the plane.
Yeah, it was.
We both said it was ridiculous. It was really not. I would hope everybody else. I'd like to see the steps at field press and the playground equipment installed, and I'd like to see every overlook pushed to the side. I'd like to see go towards. Sorry, the steps where? The last day the steps go to the field press. Okay, that's overlook. Overlook park, yes, yeah.
No, but that goes up to overlook. Orchard. It doesn't go to field press.
Orchard, yes, I'm sorry. The steps.
So what you're asking for?
I didn't understand. Repair the steps at Overlook that are falling apart. We already bought the playground for Overlook. Let's get a price on that. You say don't do the restrooms. Yes, I'm saying don't do the restrooms. That's a suggestion.
I don't think it's a bad idea. I think the steps are a priority because I think also the equipment is for the playground. We could continue this phase. I like to stay within the budget we're talking about and move forward and make increase our budget next year for it.
Well, I'm afraid that eliminates playground duty for But using that playground next summer, because there would be no restrooms. So
Okay,
the associations wouldn't be able to use it.
What,
Or would we?
what can we bring down here to make it within the budget we set out at 123?
Currently, as a sort
It's 500,000. Now you gotta get a truck in there.
So you're gonna
Yeah, you can't get a truck up there.
Kids running out.
Mr. Reed, the building. $5,000.
Right, you bid, just to be clear, this has been bid, this is the second, so you would, if you wanna take things out of the, I mean, the alternate, you don't have to do anything, right? That's why for all. But the initial bid is the initial bid. If you wanna change the initial bid, you have to back out your bid, right? It's like you can just, you can't take the initial contract, and just choose what you want, so if you wanna do that, you have to reject all bids, like you did last time, right? You're gonna gateway to put out a bid package with the lesser items and get a new bid.
So could we just sort of bodies up there?
Mr. Reed,
Go ahead.
Mr. Reed, I was just pointing out that with the value of that small, if you would consider reducing the scope further, eliminating that, you would have that as a $325,000. If you continue to cut the scope, and we can avoid on the stormwater management there, would it mean that in the future you would not want to construct a building or construct an additional pavilion? There's also a savings of about $150,000 there. If you cut that, if you cut that scope for the building, then we would want to leave the existing water and the sanitary place off the driveway, parking lot, and only repair what's damaged during construction.
You're saying that we could eliminate the restroom facilities and the.
It's possible. I'm just throwing it out there.
and
That's what
still
kind of
be
monies
on-
that you're talking
Okay.
about if you do.
But again, that really limits who's going to be able to use.
You could play ball.
No, you can't. The associations, organized associations.
We originally looked at the options of installing a precast restroom facility. Just can't get the precast restroom facility. In such a big thing, it's impossible to get up the road. And they can set up like a.
Right, that's the problem.
It'll be cheaper to buy a house up there and make it bigger. But the road is- So the thing I would do, what you could do. Don't put enough money, take the house.
People buy it, because they want to do that parking and out here.
No. Maybe they're getting older.
Anything you don't do, you know the price is gonna be higher next year.
Right.
Yeah.
And it costs money to go on bid again.
It does.
Plan for 60 days, so we put them on all tonight. So, October the 9th. This one, it's the already now. Yes, so you have.
Why don't we at least put this back, I think Bob's gonna be here next time, and, I'm sure the mayor will wanna pipe in. Not that he, he'll certainly have some opinions about this. In fairness, it might be better for something this big to, have heard by the full body of certainly.
Okay, do we want, I think we should.
Do we need a motion to do this?
Well, I do have one other question. I guess I'm concerned about the rules for the art home.
Well, that's what started us in the first place, remember, because nobody would give us a ruling, if I remember correctly.
The initial ruling was very narrow.
Yeah, it's very narrow. So we didn't know that we could spend money. Some places do, what a lot of places do, is, proceed and seek forgiveness, and they got away with it, and it turned out in many cases to be in their favor. But we were very cautious and didn't do that. You're right, they're restricted from that, you know, and help guys. And we've been talking about doing this for a long, long time.
Yeah.
And we've been putting in significant money. I'm sorry, I didn't interrupt.
That's okay. Is the spending of the money based on when you let the bid or when you make the sign? Yes.
I believe I could have everything has to be spent by then, not just the project.
Spent.
Spent by the end of next year.
December 31, 2024.
Yes.
I don't know for certain.
I believe that's what it is, but I will confirm that.
But based on the scope, I think you would think that's real.
Yes.
I'll go back.
Motion we table. Till what?
I'll say that.
Okay, there's a motion and a second. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? The motion passes. We will table and bring this up again at the next one.
Courtney, if you would make sure that, under I could get involved in the merits and also discuss. But,
On page 3, item 7, the pollution, plan just to let you know that Seacrump, the contractor who is doing the stream improvements, is proceeding along well on Sawmill Run. It's a minor setback as a result of, we'll call it the Thursday storm that occurred earlier in August. So they're making some inheriting changes to that. They will be mobilizing and starting the Sawmill Run improvements in the works department. On page 4, item 12, the full construction. Nicholson has continued along addressing punch list items. First American has made the to the gas service line. Noah Construction through Nicholson has submitted their 15th pay application. We reviewed that pay application, recommend payment contingent upon receiving the required surety forms. So the recommended motion is to approve pay application 15 in the amount of $400,037.72 with a withholding of $65,423.56 for the Whitehall Pool Improvement Contract number 1, General Construction, the Noah Construction Company. Consulting at a payment of $334,614.16, subject to receiving all supporting documentations and required surety.
Lovely.
It's been moved and seconded. Are there any questions? All in favor, signify by saying aye. Aye. Opposed? Motion passes.
And finally, just item 14, 823 maintenance program. Neely did finalize the wear course today on Overdale, so everything's complete. And then will just be ongoing restoration and asphalt sealing. The final item I want to discuss was regarding field construction. We discussed that earlier during citizens' comments. So that's all I have is report.
We know when that's due.
I don't. She does.
They anticipate the end of November, possibly beginning of December, but ago they were scheduled to not show up and they get over the whole.
Goes to Connie.
I would anticipate.
Question about the holes. Do we cover it?
No.
I hear you saying we would. Yeah, because the coding of
Yes, you can. Your budgeting, we are soliciting estimates for a couple.
I'm gonna have to have people find it, cleaning up the leaves and that. Wonderful. Thank you.
I'm sorry. This is what
ask for an executive session.
Okay. Manager's report.
Thank you, Mr. President. The first item on my report regards to recent professional staff development. A big thank you to Officer Smith for very important training on August 21st. He facilitated a lot of really great discussion about situational awareness, and library and administration departments will schedule an opportunity individually to have more personal conversations. I hope this is just the start of evaluating the overall safety and security of the entire complex here, but it's really great. Next up, an update on the internal infrastructure here. Chief DeBorgman met with Comcast on the 29th, and construction of the external lateral line on the defense in the coming weeks. It's slated to take approximately 90 days. Comcast is avoiding all the costs related to constructing external wiring. Next up, tomorrow morning, the chief actually meeting with David with the Comcast internal equipment. For the council review and how that prepared for the new year. Building off of that, as the fiber installation is teeing up, the Borough Administration Office has been investigating core IT services departments currently using. The thought is that there would be the same company on both sides of the firewall that would need to be installed, and be serviced by the same provider. Additionally, we expected to see significant cost savings in addition to DP technologies before you have a quote for IT management solutions and service hour packages. So I asked that council accept this proposal for IT management solutions, including a fully service hour package. Okay.
I'll make a motion if we want to. I'll second.
Okay, there's a motion, first and second, any question on that?
I guess this is professional services, so we have to get it bid.
Correct, also under $10,000 a day.
Any other questions? All in favor, say aye. Aye. Opposed? Motion passes.
Thank you very much. Next up on my report is in regards to the incident in Union Park that we got 2 weeks ago now. As you recall, a part of a tree there fell on the pathway and across the outdoor fence near the scoreboard. So that is currently being handled through insurance to pay for the cost of that tree removal. The three sections of fence there, they not damaged. So while the gentleman from Gulf Tree Service was out there, he did take a look at the rest of that tree line there, and there are 6 trees in that tree line that are all rotting out at the base and hollowing and cracking from the ground up. So it's his recommendation that those dying, rotting, and deceased trees. So they receive a quote for that in the amount of $9,000. This would put the line of the tree maintenance slightly over budget by about $3,000, but staff recommends the removal of these trees simply for that cost.
That's right. Good thing here. Trees can stop these. I'll make a motion that we do this.
Second. Been moved and seconded. Any question? All in favor, say aye. Aye. Opposed? Motion passes.
I hope it follows up with, after they're gone, and that our chairman of the tree should look at that and see what might be a thought to replace those. Yeah, see what they're, not as many maybe, but it depends what she puts in, because you gotta have a separation.
I know what he's saying. He's a good man.
And then last on my report, the resolution for the wood chipper grant application has been on public display since August 16th. So I asked that council give a motion to read it in summary form before adoption.
So moved. It's been moved and seconded. Any questions? All in favor, say aye. Aye. Opposed? Motion passes. Secretary.
So I voted no, but to read it summary form, a resolution applying for a local share assessment grant. So now I ask for a motion to adopt a resolution with 1022.
Second.
Moved and seconded. Roll call, please.
Ms. Book?
Yes.
Mrs. McHugh?
Yes.
Mr. Lar?
Yes.
Mr. Miles absent. Mr. Nagy? Mr. Dombrowski? Mr. Lee? Carries. And that's all I have.
And I'm not sure if it falls under your report or not. So I'm going to go. One for resident. Manager, assistant manager, and senior guard did a wonderful job. I mean, they really were under a lot of stress. Everything is a little different. They couldn't follow the old rules. But I understand there's a light switch that controls lights and how to turn off and on or some such thing. Everything was new. And they had to learn as they were going. The guards had to learn. I want to put a special thank you out to Wells and Corey for keeping those guards interested all summer and then keeping them up at the pool for that last week, even though they only showed up at 4. They were there. They were enough guards there. I sat and counted them someday. So I really think they did an extraordinary job in keeping it up. And I tried to tell them how much we appreciate it so that they come back next year. I think they would, but I think they did a marvelous job handling what's going on. Yes, there's going to be some changes, but we had to figure out what was going to work and what wasn't before we can make changes. Please pass that on to them, how much we appreciate it. Okay, public safety. Mr. Nagy, you have.
Yeah, I do. Thank you, Madam President. First of all, I have to make the, want me to get the, sorry to be. Are you gonna do that, Chief?
Well, so we passed up the mayor's report, so I saw that was off the board.
I was trying to hurry you back.
I can read it.
Bill, you have to do that before 6 time.
Well, that's true.
Yeah.
You're gonna save a lot of time here. All right, this is 2023. Since year 99, court hearing, retrials 95. These are all in line. No, that's actually high. That was high. Last year we had 68, this is 95 already. So that's court hearing, retrials. Accidents last year, last year we had 15. This year so far we have 11. Criminal arrests, comparable. Traffic stops, very comparable, 84, very 116 last year. That's our year. Traffic details, 84. The traffic details is up 84 last year until 28. Yeah, I know that. That's a significant difference, isn't it?
I thought it was gonna be.
That's why I said I'm timing you.
I'm gonna go really slow.
So some other areas.
All right. Anyway, the money's collected was $2,956. And of that, from the NBC is $1,180. The crime code, $1,178. Parking fines, $700. Copies of permit reports, $165. Solicitor permits, $100. And fines for the clerk, $623. A lot faster there. You go there. All right. Also, Public Safety Committee Chief has worked with the Borough Solicitor and Gateway Engineers to develop a draft traffic calming program policy. I know the Safety Committee is going to meet at 6 o'clock today, so that council meeting. So that will take care of the draft document to send about this one. Okay, next, Public Safety Committee Chief reports. He secured $64,563 in grant money for the body worn camera upgrade project discussed at the last council meeting. Council requests council solution to accept the grant money and move forward with the purchase of 20 body worn cameras. Motorola match guard. You have to read something here.
There were 2 resolutions
Can
for.
I clarify? The actual cost of the program is $100,000 to purchase the cameras and the associated hardware. $64,000 will be be good for that. That leaves a remaining balance of just under $36,000 that we can pay back over 4 years. The only thing what that's going to require is the existing line item budget for body cameras, $4,000 each year over the next 4 years to pay for the cameras. The cameras after 3 years will be replaced and refreshed by all for free. And then it's going to move us away from the on-premise. The cloud, which will be an additional savings for 3 to 4 years. I don't have to replace the server. I don't have to pay the extra money to have the video backed up and preserved in case something happens to the server.
Super. Well done.
So that being said, there are two resolutions that I will ask that be read in their entirety. So I ask for a motion to read the resolution for the fire pending
So it's been moved and seconded. All in favor, say aye. Aye.
a resolution of the Borough of Whitehall, Allegheny County, Commonwealth of Pennsylvania, authorizing participation of the Whitehall Police Department, Allegheny County Coronavirus Safe and Local Fiscal Recovery Fund, and establishing funding to underwrite participation in the program. Whereas the Borough of Whitehall, which is a professional police department, provides police officers with the most current and best equipment to serve and protect the residents of the borough. Whereas the Allegheny County Coronavirus Safe and Local Fiscal Recovery Fund grant program is a recognized and well-respected venue for providing police departments with affordable access to state-of-the-art body-worn camera technology, as well as relevant training, maintenance, and support. And whereas the Council of the Borough of Whitehall has determined that participation in the Allegheny County Coronavirus State and Local Fiscal Recovery Fund grant program offers a direct and affordable path to obtain and maintain body-worn camera technology for its police officers. Whereas the participation of the Whitehall Borough Police Department in the program requires a signed formal declaration from council outlining their intention to participate in the program, and also requires council to budget sufficient funds to underwrite participation in the program. Now therefore, be it resolved, the Council of the Borough of Whitehall, proclamation of this resolution, formally authorizes the Whitehall Borough Police Department to participate in the Allegheny County Coronavirus State and Local Fiscal Recovery Fund grant program, and further directs that funds be included in the police department budget for each calendar year, 2024 to 2028, to underwrite participation in the program. We ask for a motion to adopt resolution 1023.
I move that this ordinance
Resolution 1023.
resolution.
Roll call, please.
Ms. Book?
Yes.
Mrs. Depew?
Yes.
Mr. Lar?
Yes.
Mr. Nagy?
Yes.
Mr. Sobrowski?
Yes.
Mr. B?
Yes.
Motion carries. Then I ask for a motion to read the second resolution for funding from the Allegheny County Chiefs Incorporated in its entirety.
So moved. Second. It's been moved and seconded. All in favor, say aye. Aye. Opposed? Please read.
A resolution of the Borough of Whitehall, Allegheny County, Commonwealth of Pennsylvania, authorizing participation of the Whitehall Borough Police Department and the Allegheny County Chiefs Incorporated body-worn camera grant program, and establishing funding to underwrite participation in the program. Whereas the Borough of Whitehall maintains a professional full-time police department and provides police officers with the most current and best available training and equipment to serve and protect the residents of the borough. And whereas the Allegheny Police Chiefs body-worn camera grant program is a recognized and well-respected venue for providing police departments with affordable access to state-of-the-art body-worn camera technology, as well as relevant training, maintenance, and support. And whereas the Council of the Borough of Whitehall has determined that participation in the program will offer a direct and affordable path to obtaining and maintaining body-worn camera technology for its police officers. And whereas participation of the Whitehall Borough Police Department in the program requires a signed formal declaration from council outlining their intention to participate in the program, and also requires council to budget sufficient funds to underwrite participation in the program. Now therefore be it resolved, the Council of the Borough of Whitehall, proclamation of this resolution, formally authorizes the Whitehall Borough Police Department to participate in Allegheny Police Chief's body-worn camera grant program, and further directs the funds be included in the police department budget for each calendar year, 2024 to 2028, to underwrite participation in the program. I'd ask for a motion to adopt resolution 1024.
Second. Roll call, please.
Ms. Book?
Yes.
Mrs. Depew?
Yes.
Mr. Lar?
Yes.
Mr. Nagy?
Yes.
Mr. Sobrowski? Mr. B?
Yes.
Motion carries. Thank you.
You get everything covered?
Need one more?
Yeah, just one more. yeah.
Oh, I do not want to block. Okay, I'd ask for a motion to.
We did rehearse this.
You want me to do? I'd ask for a motion to authorize the chief of police to purchase body worn cameras and equipment from Motorola Watch Guard.
I'm gonna,
Second. It's been moved and seconded. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion passed. Thank you. Welcome.
That was 10 minutes.
Any questions about public safety? Okay, I was neglectful of sports. I forgot to mention something under your report, so I went back up. I think Lacey was the one that suggested something, asked questions about the In magazine. I do read it. There was an article in here about, 2 articles about refuge. Refuse, thank you. I was putting a G in there. As you know, Whitehall's bill is going up by 100 and some thousand for our new collection for next year.
Trash went up 26% and recycle went up 110.
Brentwood's is also Brentwood's also having the same problem. Brentwood actually does not pay for it out of their tax money. People are billed and they expect their bills to go from $21 a month to $29 a month. And there is also a warning note in here from the manager of Baldwin saying that it was too soon, he hadn't signed the contract, but he does expect the refuge collection to go up considerably this year, so.
I hear them having trouble.
It's
So,
nothing we can do a whole lot about, but I wanted to point out that everyone in the area is having a problem and trying to make people aware. It's the way things are going, we're not standing alone.
When does our new contract start?
January
January 1st. Thank you.
Do you know when those boxes are coming?
Sorry. No, that's okay. Tentatively March. I have to confirm that. I had my initial meeting with waste management, but kind of stealing the admin report from Mr. Nagy. But no, staff just started work on the Fall Borough magazine, and we plan on dedicating probably 4 pages to the new trash contract so that everyone will have all the information about changes in the industry and the changes that are coming, not just to Whitehall.
It is a savings by going on paper. That's very.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah. You gotta get the election, actually, no parking in the streets, saves us.
It's very helpful.
Yes.
So.
Recreation.
Thank you, Madam President. I'd like to call on Hannah to give her detailed report.
Hello. Sorry I missed the last meeting, so I have a little bit of some results from our community day survey that did go out. Some interesting stats is 85% of attendees saw the borough's Facebook advertisements. The most popular attraction was the vendor booths and the food trucks. Less than 3% of the attendees used the shuttle service, and then 92% of attendees plan to attend again next year. We already started a list of residents interested in yard signs for next year. Yard signs were second the most visible form of advertisement after social media, tied with the borough website. Some written feedback from residents can be summarized as follows. More water, shade, and food options. All food and beverages were sold out by 3 o'clock. The petting zoo was a hit. Attendees would like it to be more interactive with the animals, so staff will investigate the options for next year. That was a little bit of a pricier attraction, but provided popularity, staff thinks it'd be worth the investment. Carnival games were popular. Staff will review the pricing structures for next year, and everyone loves seeing new sports presence at Snyder Park, and that's including the youth lacrosse. Any comments on community day before
I love the axe throwing.
Oh, good.
That was fun. Axe throwing. Yeah.
Grandson loves the reptiles.
Okay,
That
good.
doesn't take around it.
It was great, something different. People were really pleasantly surprised to see that.
Yes, my recreation board and myself did go through some debriefing notes that we plan to utilize for next year's.
Great, great job.
As most of you know, the pool season closed on Monday. There were over 625 guests that visited the last day of the pool of a first grade to celebrate the first great season of the new pool. A swimming pool survey did go out yesterday. We are currently up to 230 responses. So we plan to utilize the borough website and the borough Facebook to get more responses on that.
Who's the survey go to?
Anyone that would be able to fill it out. It's just a link on the borough website that we've been sharing, so. September 17th is our Touch a Truck event at Baldwin High School, and that's from 12 to 3. It is a free event for anyone to come and be able to see all the different things. We have a pre-K karate class with Premier Martial Arts on September 21st from 5:30 to 6. If anyone has little ones. And then before the meeting started, I did get asked by President of the Baldwin Whitehall Chambers to speak about some events tomorrow at our luncheon. So I will do that. Any other questions, concerns?
Thanks, Hannah. Great job by you and your committee.
Thank you.
It's a great community day. I know you're booked through next August already with the
Could
day.
you arrange to reduce the humidity?
I call Mother Nature, but I don't have any promises.
Thank you.
Thank you, Dennis. All the hard work. This came out on top.
Administrative services, Mr. Nick.
Thank you. Ms. Wertz was asked to sit on the Association of Pennsylvania Municipal Management Membership Committee. That's a mouthful.
Brother.
Graciously accepted. That's really why.
Planning and zoning, Mr. B.
Actually, committee did not meet last meeting. Well, they did, but I did meeting. You know, girls in the hospital, so.
Sure.
Pushing back surgery. So we'll be meeting next Wednesday.
Library. What is works, Mr. Locke?
I have absolutely nothing.
Yeah,
Everything I was down there is check them out. They do such a good job. It's spectacular. Our group does everything, all kinds of construction work. That's why we hired them. That's it.
Okay, parks, we've already talked about that one, so we'll move on to our delegate reports, the ACBA. And now we're going to move in the meetings.
Thank you, Madam President. ACBA is the Allegheny County Boroughs Association, and the fall conference is in it's next month, October 20th to 22nd. And regarding our quarterly board meeting, I'm a member of the board there with the Allegheny County Boroughs Association, and we'll once again begin talking about the resolutions that we'll be submitting to PSAB, Pennsylvania State Association of Boroughs, in April up in Hershey, because they do the lobbying on behalf of all the boroughs. And anyone that has a good idea, doesn't have to be an elected official, it can be submitted by our residents, and that's where ideas come from. When you see a problem, try to come up with an idea and a proposal. So that's what we do. One of the most important things we do, besides education. And Kathy and I attended, we missed the last meeting because of a Board of Trustees meeting we had to attend to approve the budget and the audit for the Municipal Retirement Trust. So that's what we were doing. And that's all I have.
The Chamber of Commerce. Hannah covered.
We have one.
Did you have any? Okay, the Mercer report.
Oh,
Did I already give any?
I was the one that had to go to the Merrimack all by myself.
Yeah.
No, there's nothing. We're still finishing up on the budget. Getting it ready, making sure that do we need what in the ambulance. The general buildup of things that you do and need that come up pretty soon when it comes to financing time. That's it.
Jay Comp, Mr. B.
Yeah, we had a pretty good meeting. Actually up at the West Step and the county airport. If you haven't been in that new building, it's beautiful. That's all. Make sure you go into the restrooms, They really are.
Stop it. The search team, they purchased this and it's got a $300,000 Bearcat. And a Bearcat, you guys know what a Bearcat is?
Yes.
It's an armored vehicle, all right? It's not in these situations, of course, what's going on throughout the country. It's a tactical team, they can be protected, and they move in on their Bearcat. Bearcat costs $300,000, and it's really interesting. Money came from Senator Robinson's grant, and it came also from the support Region 13. So the total cost after all these ads is $33.47.
Wow.
That's a wow. So we now have a Bearcat. And besides that, the EMS from the county was there and they spoke, and they did a great job.
Okay, is there any new business to come?
2023 fall and winter report or the magazine that we're doing, Whitehall magazine. I know we're putting it together, but that was what around. Who is the company that we actually hired to do that? Do we get bids for that? I couldn't remember. I couldn't see. I couldn't remember.
There's two components to it. There's a graphic design, that's the layout, and then the picture services.
Okay, who are
The graphic designer, artist, is Mac and graphics, and wrap printing, or everything over like network printing now. That's the new name of it.
Part of my
That's the
team.
printing.
Part of my team outside gave it up to listen. Why? What's your problem?
I was just curious. It's all this is the second year, and I was just curious.
I can't hear you.
It's such a great magazine. I was just wondering who did it.
Not you. All you had to do that. And we won't tell you. We would ask not you. They've been doing that from the time I started 28 years.
Is there any other business? Yes. In March, February or March of this past year, Eric Harris and Dave Porter from Public Works approached me, since I'm so involved with the veterans and Memorial Day and our ceremonies. And the honor roll up there on Baptist Road near McKee, it's been there for decades and decades, and it's been withering away. And every time I look at it, it's like, I gotta do something with that. Well, the Public Works contacted me. I met them one day on my lunch hour, and we started reviewing the costs of it and such. So we need a grant for this. So I tried a couple different veteran organizations, but just missed the deadline. So you know how that is, another year goes by. So I thought, well, so I contacted Representative Nick Piscitano, our representative, and I asked him for $10,000, a little bit more than we actually need, but that's what you do. And so we got $5,000 grants in the works. Don't have it in our hand yet, but we will. And then also the representative facilitated with UPMC, we got a check for $5,000. So we have that in our hand, we can start, and I'll let Courtney take it from there.
So the first thing that we would like to do, since we have some funding available now, is to order a new plaque to go inside the memorial monument itself.
Yeah, kind of
Oh,
flip that right.
So for those of you that aren't familiar, this is the honor roll on Baptist Road there. So what the first part of this funding, what we would like to do is to replace the plaque that is inside here. No one quite knows how old it is, but it needs some TLC. So this is the design that we've come up with that would be dedicated to all the branches of the armed forces. It's a bronze plaque. So I believe the motion before you is to put the $5,000 that we have received thus far towards the purchase of this plaque to get this project started.
And this will take the most time.
Yes, there's a fairly long lead time on this. The hope was that we could have this in place for Veterans Day. I don't think we're gonna be able to do that, but we're gonna try our best. So assuming.
What was that you're not gonna put it in the facilities?
No, this is for the honor roll on Baptist Road. This
I
is
know, but
replacing it. This
there's
is
a house there.
Oh, we took care of that.
That's been around a long time.
Yes.
Why wouldn't we want to get that put here?
We're not moving that. It wouldn't probably make a trip.
Well, we have people who lay the stone, they lay two great big ones.
But, I know that's been, that's how we got our grant money and UPMC's donation based on us keeping it there, where it's been for decades. We just want to make it, the way it should be and honoring our veterans. So that's what that's gonna be. And, yeah, so I, sent another email thanking the representative and putting the buttons here. We'd love to have that. I don't know how much you can do, but, right now we have this money to start with the stone.
Yes, so we'd like to place the order because there is a longer lead time on this. So the motion before you is to put the UPMC donation that we've received towards this purchase. So that'll be filed.
It's been moved and seconded. Any other questions? All in favor, say aye. Opposed? Motion passes.
And I just have one suggestion, so that old weathered sheet, whatever that is, that, I don't know what that's made of.
Inside it's wooden.
Is it?
I believe that's
If we can get that out safely enough in one piece, I thought it'd be nice to donate to the Historical Society.
You're gonna need a building.
We'll need another building.
Building
Good job.
But there is one thing that I would just like to ask everyone in the audience to cooperate on. For some reason, when I get on my cell phone, if I ask Siri a lot of things. When does the baseball game start? But if I ask her, if I say Whitehall Borough, she comes up with a phone number that is not Whitehall Borough's phone number.
That's one of the.
I've had a resident come up to me and say, no one at the borough will answer the phone. Well, what number are you calling? And that's what she's doing. Alyssa has tried a couple times, I know, Courtney, they've tried to straighten it out. And, it works. And all of a sudden, the next time I try it comes up with a strange number. So please, if you have someone that's saying they won't answer, make sure they look on the website and use the correct borough number. There's all these systems out there asking for strange numbers, and they don't all give you Whitehall Borough's number directly. So I'm just asking you to pass that along.
So to clarify, which number is it?
8840.
That's what's on the borough website.
Yes, that's correct.
And I never get any response.
I'm sorry about that. I just not had a problem with that. But no, I've had a problem getting the other.
Well, there's a Whitehall Borough in New York, right at the edge of Pennsylvania.
That's township.
Yeah. We could be down at the fire hall after the fire hall, or whatever.
Does it give you the
Base
215
16,
number?
where we come down.
No.
It is the correct number. It is supposed to be the voice survey.
Yeah. Do you even know what number that is?
No.
Is it 412? No.
Yeah, so it's just odd. So we ask you
Yeah.
to dial us directly.
And sometimes they'll give you the correct number.
If you see an incorrect number, please let us know.
Yeah,
We're happy to fix it.
It's weird. That's a needle on a haystack. Yeah. Okay, thank you all for attending tonight. I appreciate it. I did bring some tomatoes from my garden, and there's some little bags over there. Please take them. I'm going out to pick a whole bunch more tomorrow. Yeah. If you like tomatoes, they are, even though I can. So I have a motion to adjourn. That's it. Adjournment.
Oh, Jazz.